What up, y'all? I am back for another video. We are here to continue on with our Jackie Chan journey. Since I did, like I mentioned, we did First Strike, which I didn't know was part of a series, even though um, the person who brought up the movie, Blake, mentioned it. It very much is a standalone, but I decided, since it's kind of part of a series, I decided I'm going to go back and I'll review the other ones. So I decided today we're going to review Police Story 1, and then next Monday will be Police Story 2, and then work down. But this one is actually a straight up, I'm going in blind. I've never seen this movie. I don't even think I've seen any scenes before. So, and this was in 1985, so it's a younger Jackie Chan, and I really enjoyed it. Tomorrow, I guess I'll do a quick rundown of what I'm gonna do during the week, or at least most of the week. Tomorrow, like I already mentioned this, but Kill Bill, I'll be continuing on with Tarantino and doing his fourth film of Kill Bill. That's gonna be a good one to review. Wednesday, I'm gonna be going in on Warner Brothers because they are doing something in the DCU. I can't even really call it the DCU anymore. I don't even know what the fuck it is now. And then Thursday, I will figure out some. Thursday and Friday, I'll figure out some. I don't really have those days planned yet, but that is what I'm about planned so far. So, Police Story. I watched it earlier today, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't remember it being not remember, but I thought it was going to be a bit more of a serious movie, but I guess it's a comedy also, so I didn't really realize how kind of slapsticky at times it is. But I really like it. It's kind of like a protection story. Jackie, the main character, has to protect this girl who is a witness of she has to bring this big villain down, and he basically has to protect her, and he's part of the Hong Kong police because they're trying to bring down some crime lord named Shu Tao. That's what it says on here, but I very much enjoyed it, and the fight scenes are very fucking good. Even like for an older film, the fight scenes are done really well. They're even crisp. Some of the editing can be a bit wonky and a bit. I get it. They have to speed it up somewhat to make it look good visually, and I think it's done in a way where it still looks good. It's not too sped up. And some of the stunts Jackie does in this movie, like there's a part where, like in the final act, he slides down like this thing with like lights through like glass, or there's a scene where he gets kicked onto a fucking car and like the glass breaks. Like, god damn, he gets fucked up in this movie, and but it's a really fucking good one, and it's really simple, and that's really it. Like, it's not over the top, and I'm happy I really watched this. It was a younger Jackie Chan. It's always good to see him in his origin story. I watched the dub version because um, Police Story's on YouTube. They have the whole movie on YouTube. So I can just watch. That's why I just was like, all right, I'll watch it on there. And on YouTube, it's the dub version. Yeah, the dubbing isn't great. But I'm going to be honest, a lot of the dubbing in all those old foreign movies didn't really matter to the country, just weren't great like they are now. Like, a lot of the dubbing just wasn't, like, probably, it just wasn't polished. So I accept in 1985 that the dubbing is just not going to be great. Even, like, I'm not a Dragon Ball fan, but I watched some of old Dragon Ball Z, like, dubbed, and yeah, some of even that's like 90s. And that's like 10 or so years earlier, 10 plus years later, it's still like some of the dubbing isn't great. So it's just all around. I just accept these old movies are just the dubbing isn't gonna be amazing, but all around it was still a fun movie. You had strong female characters. Yeah, she didn't fight, but you had strong female characters though. But according to Hollywood, it wasn't until like 2019 strong female characters didn't exist. But yeah, I definitely had fun with this one. Heavily recommend it. But yeah, let's kick off this review. So the movie kicks off. The Royal Hong Kong Police. They're giving this like breakdown of what they have to stop Lord Shu Tao. He's this crime lord in the city, and Inspector Jackie Chan he's part of the operation. They have to go with a couple other undercover officers. Um, and then there's like this criminal deal. Then the criminals get past the get past them, and then we get a shootout. You know, big chase scene in a bus. Jackie Chan running down a hill. It's like even back then, this dude took his like the fucking stunts he would do even back then is crazy. Like running on the side of a mountain. I guess I'll jump ahead a bit. Like there's a scene where he gets kicked in like onto top of a car, and I'll go more into detail about that. But it's like, God, man. So he chases the they end up crashing it because Jackie pulls their bluff. Like he gets in front of the car, causes a crash. Um, and he they get he gets reprimanded by his boss. Um, he they got mad because it's out of hand and you got to do it by the basically like like even in these movies you gotta always have a hard ass police boss. It's like you gotta do it by the book. You can't like go like your own. Did he do this in Lethal Weapon? They do this in many like even though it's not a buddy cop movie, but just in general, a lot of cop movies. That you're gonna have a scene where the fucking chief is like yelling at the inspector, like the title character, because you're not doing it by the book. You're being a hot shot, stuff like that. That's just how it was back then. So after that, he gets his new assignment um, to protect Selena Fong, who is going to testify about Chu. So that night, and I think there is a scene you do see her before, and Jackie arrests her before, so you do see her ahead of time. So that night, she's stationed they're at her house. Um, he has a Jackie. I don't know if it was like to, because she's trying to like, because Selena's trying to insist she doesn't have police protection. She didn't need police protection, so Jackie has a cop poses like a guy trying to kill her. And this scene was pretty funny. The guy was falling everywhere. Jackie, like, because she ends up like while he's seemingly struggling with Jackie, she keeps hitting him over the head like the burglar guy, and Jackie's like, "Don't pass out." Don't. It's pretty funny. Like I think the humor in this movie, I did not expect it to be that like funny like that, but and I think it's fine. It's still fine. I just didn't expect it. So after they take him out, she goes with Jackie and says that he'll protect her if she becomes more cooperative. Then, while on their way, I think back, um, on the way back, I think to Jackie's house, actual thugs show up, and this is where we get a cool fight scene. They're all coming at him with like weapons, and he's like kicking them around. He's going around the car, and then there's a scene, yeah, where Jackie gets kicked onto a fucking car on top of the window. It's like, bruh, it's like God, he takes a lot of like beatings. So he after beats up some of the thugs, um, Jackie takes her back to her apartment, and he doesn't realize his girlfriend May is throwing him a birthday party, and she thinks like, oh, he brought a girl home in because Selena's like in like a gown where you can see her legs. So yeah, so you get like kind of like he gets he gets cake thrown at his face, and then somebody convinces her to come back, but then Jackie's talking like how much May is fucking up, but May's overhearing. And here's the thing, I was on his side, man. I'm like, God, I couldn't deal with that shit, bro. But anyway, May kind of goes off mad, you know. Um, so the next day is Shu Tao's trial, But Selena realizes that because she looks at like one of the pictures and notices because there's the moment when the guy who the burglar at her house had the same face. She runs off the next day. And then they record like this thing that makes it sound like that, he's hooking up with Selena. So the next night he goes to trial and it doesn't go well. This scene is, I'll admit, this scene's kind of filler to me. I could have kind of done without it. But like, to be honest, yeah, this is like the one scene I probably could have done without. I get like why it was there, but okay. So so the prosecutor plays that audio that looks like Selena, they used Selena's tampered recording, which sounds like he's basically fucking her. Basically lets Chu Tao go. Then and he decides, so Chu Tao after release decides he's gonna get rid of two things at once. He captures Selena and Jackie mentions he has an in. So there's a scene where he's hanging out with May. Oh no, there's a funny scene before that. He's using like multiple phones, and because he's talking to May and then he's talking to somebody else and who needs something and somebody else who needs something. It's such a funny scene. It's pretty funny. Like Jackie Chan is actually really fucking good at comedy. Like really good. Even in the Rush Hour movies for sure. So like in this even he had I thought he had really good humor. Like that scene was really funny. It was like good physical comedy, you know. So the next scene, Jackie heads down and meets with May, but then he gets a call from his informant that they found Selena's location. Jackie breaks in, and it's seemingly like Selena got captured by Chu's men, but it was actually a setup. And then we get like a big fight scene. And then his police inspector shows up, seemingly to help Jackie. Then it's a betrayal. And then but then what's funny, then Chu's men turn on the cop and then kill the cop. It's like, bro, betrayal over betrayal. I thought that was actually really good. So Jackie manages to get Selena out before getting double teamed, and one guy puts chloroform on him. It doesn't kill him, but makes him. Because the plan is they want to frame Jackie for murder, so they want to make it look like Jackie killed that cop. So they left Jackie in a location with the gun and the bullet that pointed to him. So the next scene, the police. There's a scene where so there's a scene where Jackie goes to the police station, but gets confronted about killing the officer, but he clearly didn't do it. But he tries to. But then we get this really good scene where he takes the police captain hostage to get out of the building and trying to make like, oh, this guy's just about himself. I thought this scene was really good. Jackie's acting, even though it was dubbed, it was clearly dubbed, it still was really good. Like, he did a good job portraying a crazy guy. So he manages to get in the car, he lets the captain out, and the captain says, now, okay, you're on your own, but we still gotta look for you. So pretty much the captain lets him go for now. So Jackie goes to, then we get a scene of Selena going to a place to go to like a shopping mall to get some incriminating data from Shu Tao, sorry. Shu Tao's men arrive. We get like a chase out because Jackie is watching along with May. They're kind of doing like a stakeout basically. They notice something, they go there, and then we get like a big chase scene where Jackie's trying to protect Selena. And then there's a scene where Jackie gets on a motorcycle, runs a dude over, and this is the scene where I mentioned he slides down like, I think it's like a chandelier like with a bunch of like lights, and it's like, dude, the fucking beatings Jackie will take to do our entertainment. I always gotta applause for that. Like in every movie, even back then, like the fact that it continues. So Jackie manages to get Shu Tao because Shu puts his hands on May because because Jackie asked May to get the suitcase. She tries to get it. May gets thrown by Shu Tao in a fit of rage. This is where he slides down the chandelier to kick all their asses, and he's about to basically kill Shu Tao before the police basically talk him down. And then we get the defense attorney from earlier, and my god, the scene where Jackie just beats his ass is fucking funny. Because you can see Jackie's about to snap, and then he snaps, beats his ass, beats up Shu Tao, and then he basically gets held back. The movie does kind of end abruptly. It has a very abrupt ending. He gets held back, and then it cuts to credits. That's kind of it. I think it's a very abrupt ending, but it's fine. I think all around it's a good movie. I had fun with it. It's not like my favorite Jackie Chan movie, and I think First Strike's a better one. But this one was a fun one. It was a cool in the setting of Hong Kong, like because First Strike is like the fourth one I think in this series by this point. So it's like, of course, that's gonna have a bigger budget. So in this one, it's a bit more. It's just in Hong Kong mainly, and I really like it. I really like the fight scenes. I thought Jackie's a fun character, kind of basically playing himself. All the stunts he does in this movie is crazy. Like sliding down the chandelier through glass, getting kicked onto a car windshield. It's like, bruh. Like, dude. The dubbing isn't great, but that's fine. The score is whatever, but I really enjoyed it. I think this one I would give like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, about a 7 out of 10. I definitely watch it again. It's kind of cool to watch a younger Jackie Chan do stuff before he became super mainstream in the West. So I'm always down to go back and watch some older ones. So I definitely can't wait to do Police Story 2 next week. And I know one of them's just called Super Cop. I think I have seen that once because I remember Michelle Yeoh. That's why. So I think I may have seen that one once. So, but next week we'll be doing Police Story 2 and continuing on with Jackie Chan saga. So I've been having fun so far. Maybe like after next week before we do Super Cop, I might take a break and do one of his later movies. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one. I definitely recommend it. It's a fun hour and a half. It's on YouTube. You know, if you want to kill like an hour and a half, it's fine. It's the pacing's really good. It's not. I don't feel like it drags in any scene. So definitely. But yeah, I'm gonna cheers us out here. But other than that, fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck LeBron. Fuck Seth Rogen. Fuck Joy Reid. Fuck Colin Kaepernick. Fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.